Turned it over 5 times, and then we didn't get any takeaways. So that's hard, you know. Just from that standpoint, when you put your defense in that kind of position, man, that's tough. We did have 2 sudden change stops, which is really good defensively. You know, I thought we handled the run pretty good. You know, there was a couple of runs that kicked out of there, but I mean, really, they rushed for 2.8, so that's pretty good. I mean, we held in there. You know, and then offensively, like we said, it's hard to get in a rhythm when you turn the ball over like that, or you're getting ready to start a drive and we kick off return, punt return. So just that was kind of the nature of it. We're excited to watch some of these guys, see how they did, grade the tape, learn from it, grow from it. That's what it's about. So next one.
You guys pride yourself on special teams. Is that maybe one of the disappointing things coming out of this game? Just a couple turnovers, the illegal kick, the illegal touching, just kind of a little bit sloppy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You know, you don't want all those. That's what I said. You get caught in you know, all right, we need to see some of these guys. You know, you got to put them out there and you know, cut them loose and let them go play. You also want to win the game. You also want to play really well, you know, and we just, you know, we didn't do that. So that's the frustrating part of it is that, you know, but like I said, we're going to learn from it. We're going to be able to coach off of this tape and help some of these guys get better, and that'll serve us well. And I would expect us to play much better next week. These guys that played in this game.
First thoughts on quarterbacks?
Well, I mean, I think for both of them it was up and down. You know, I thought Kyle. The hard thing is Kyle had 2 bad plays, but those are 2. You know, those were 2 turnovers, and. But I thought, man, he ran the offense. He did so many good things. But you know, it's hard when those are the 2. You know, so. But the guy's a pro. He's played ball. He knows how to run a huddle and communicate, things of that nature. He did make some good throws in there. And then Hooker, same thing, man. Hooker got to a couple of good checks for us. You know, he saw the defense, audibled on his own, which was outstanding. So that was promising. You know, but he was up and down too. You know, and it's hard too. I mean, I don't want to make excuses for him, but when you come in and you're down 2 scores and you try to get him in a rhythm, but you also, do we push it? Do we not? You know. That's not the easiest thing either for him, you know, to get a guy in a rhythm when you're kind of where we were at. But it was up and down. I was encouraged with some of the plays that he made. I thought that was kind of some next-level stuff for him. It shows he's grown, so that was good.
You got to first look at some of your rookies. Maybe just love it in Tesla, made a couple plays there. And we're productive. Just, I know you always want to watch the tape, but just maybe first thoughts of those 2 guys specifically and what you like.
Well, Tesla made some plays. Look, they both did. You know, and I just go back to Lovett's 2 plays, 2 negative plays. He's going to learn from those. You know, college, you're making those plays. You're snatching them. You're going to continue to go. Well, this one, man, a guy's coming to knock it down out of your hands, and the other one, you know, you got it, and then he just takes it from you. You know, just squeezing the ball, get it tucked as fast as possible. It's just one of those emphasis deals. He's going to be better for this. You know, you hate that you got to learn it the hard way, but he will be better. But, you know, we wanted to get Tesla and Lovett the ball. We wanted to get these receivers some throws, you know. And I wish we could have gotten, you know, all those guys some throws. But it was good to see. I did think those 2 guys showed up.
And a lot of the emphasis for us is sometimes on the offense, do that to Rocky Sands, some of the plays he did in the room. Stewart, the sack that he had, flipped out his head and popped it back up.
Yeah.
Jackson down. Just wondering, talk about maybe what you had in those guys. What was it they played?
Well, we like those 2 guys, you know, especially here we are. I don't even know how long we've been in camp anymore, but those are 2 guys that have shown up to us and it really have improved over, you know, whatever that's been, 8 practices or so. So, and then for them to come out here and make some plays, that's good. And quite honestly, it's kind of what we expect. You know, I kind of expect that out of both of those guys. So it's encouraging. You know, they both, man, they bust their rear. They give you everything they got. They play hard. They practice hard. They learn. They don't make the same mistake twice. And those are the type of guys you're looking for.
First time with Shep and John, just the operation of it, the headset, where guys were, how the information flowed in, the pace, what you like?
Well, honestly, I thought it went better than I thought it would for the first time out of the gate. I thought it flowed pretty dang good. I was like, okay, this is good. So, there's a couple of things that we can clean up and get better at, but man, I thought it went pretty dang well, so that's good.
Daniel was in a need depth in any football season. You guys especially needed it down the stretch last year. How much is that the message to these guys in game 1 for the preseason?
Well, honestly, it's not the message yet. The message is, man, when you get an opportunity to make your plays, you got to make your plays, but you got to do it within the system. You got to do it with the fundamentals you've been taught, and play your rules. Make sure you play your responsibility. And now you got one on tape. We got to clean this up. We have to get significantly better. We got to coach them better, and they got to play better next week. They got to practice better, and then they got to play better next week. I got to coach better. So I want to give these guys a chance to play better, and so we will. And that really is the message right now.
It's just keeping perspective on it. It is July. So how do you judge how big a concern is something's like? It's still so early.
Yeah, concern's not the right word. It's just more, look, we have our own standards, and it doesn't matter if you just walked in the door or, you've only practiced, you've had 10 practices, it's just, look, we got to take care of the football, and it doesn't matter. You're wearing Lions gear, you got to take care of the ball, man, or it's going to be hard to keep you around, and so it's a hard lesson to be learned out here like that. But it's also we got to put a little pressure, got to apply a little pressure in a good way, so we get better, man. We got to put some urgency on this. It is early, but it's never too early to get better, right?
One more guy. Your perspective on just this whole experience of being in Hall of Fame game, what did you take away from it away from the game?
Well, honestly, we were in Cleveland last night, and then we drove in today. It all happened fast. I know this. Those guys that are going in, man, those are outstanding players. And that's, I did tell the team before we went out, man, you're in the presence of greatness, and maybe one day, how do you know one of you is not going to be here? It's pretty special. And so to see those guys come out, two of them I was in their era. The other two I was on the back end of their era, and so it's pretty cool to see those guys and the careers they've had, the durability, the production, all of it. You got to be doing some, you got to be taking care of your body. You got to be doing all the little things right. There's so many things that go into it. So anyway, it's special. Those guys, they deserve this, and happy for them.